Welcome to St. Mary's, Ontario, affectionately known as Canada's Stonetown. First settled in the 1840s, this picturesque town built its foundation on rich limestone beds, creating a stunning landscape of 19th century architecture that still stands today. From a young Thomas Edison working at its historic railway station, to a massive limestone quarry transformed into Canada's largest outdoor swimming pool, St. Mary's is a hidden gem where deep history meets vibrant modern charm. This is the post office and was built in 1908 to house the local post and customs offices. The words post office and customs are still visible between lines of raised stone dividing the first and second stories. In 1957, the post office was relocated to Wellington Street, and now there's this beautiful restaurant. The St. Mary's Opera House was constructed in 1879 to 1880 for the St. Mary's Lodge of the Independent Order of Oddfellows, whom we previously met in the Paris video. Originally, it housed 3 stores on the ground level, a concert hall above, and the Oddfellows Temple on the upper floor. The entire block was converted into a flour mill in 1919, and it functioned as such for 50 years. The 3-story stone block attached to the Opera House was built in 1868 as a general and dry goods store. It was used for several years from the 1930s as a drill hall for the Perth militia, and it became known locally as the Armories. The town hall and the library are right next door to each other. The library, like many others in Ontario, was built with a grant from Andrew Carnegie. We have seen several of them in our travels, and they all have a distinctive look. However, the plans for the St. Mary's building was altered so that it could be built from the local limestone. The town hall was built in 1891 to replace the original wooden structure that had burnt down. It was built by local craftsmen at a cost of about $15,000. The first council meeting took place in 1892, and the council have continued to meet here to this day. Before the library stood here, this was the view along Church Street. Today, the old photograph and the reflection of the town hall overlap, a quiet reminder that in St. Mary's, the past is never very far away. Across the street is this wonderful shop, the Chocolate Factory, well worth a visit. Right at the foot of downtown is the Queen Street Bridge, which has served as the town's most important crossing for generations. If you look closely from the water, you can see its iconic arched openings. Originally built as a stone structure back in 1865 and called the Victoria Bridge, it was actually engineered with a hidden architectural secret. An extra arch had to be constructed on the eastern side just to let the town's historic Mill Race Canal pass directly underneath the roadway. It's a perfect example of how 19th century builders problem solved to keep both the town's traffic moving and its water-powered mills running. The Thames River winds quietly through St Mary's, past limestone walls and gardens that seem to spill towards the water. One of St Mary's green truss bridges quietly spans the waterway below, a reminder of how the town's rivers and creeks have long connected its neighbourhoods and shaped daily life. Surrounded by trees and reflected in calm water, it's as much a part of the landscape as the stone buildings themselves. Prosperity left its mark beyond the town centre. Throughout St Mary's, churches and homes display the same attention to craftsmanship, from local limestone and brick to patterned slate roofs and intricate woodwork. Together, they create a streetscape unlike almost anywhere else in Ontario. The railways came and helped carry St Mary's into a new era, transporting people, goods, and the town's famous limestone far beyond its borders. Today, the station and caboose remain, not as relics of a forgotten past, but as reminders of the journeys that helped shape this remarkable place. But St Mary's story doesn't end here. Beyond the streets and stone buildings lies the landscape that shaped them. I hope you'll join me as we explore the quarry next.